Yo, what is up? Shamrock Rovers on TV here. Now today we're doing LOI Weekly. Before we get started, go follow me on Twitter at Rovers_FC. That's what you search up. Now guys, the first signing, Neil Fenn's Cork City signed Corey Galvin, which will be a good signing for them. Neil Fenn's trying to get Cork back climbing up the table. Which I don't know, they'll probably be battling for top half finish, which I don't think they will, maybe 7th. But all they do is want to avoid relegation and keep going, trying to build up a better squad and then come for the title. I don't think they're going to come close to the title this year, maybe in a few years though. But Neil Fenn has to get the right players in at the right times. Now, Jack Watson has signed for Bray, which Bray are building a good team with the likes of Gary Shaw in it. And now Jack Watson, so I don't know if they're going to come up. I think Galway and Drogheda, but they could maybe fight to get to the playoffs. I think they will. I don't think they'll come up though, but overall it's a good signing for Bray. And sticking with Bray, sorry if I get this wrong, Tristan Noah Hoftman has signed for them, which alongside there, so staying with them, they've signed him again. They've signed, I'm just going to call him Tristan, which would be a good sign for Bray. As I said, don't know if they'll come up. They'll definitely fight for it though, and they're all I'd say they'll be along with maybe Longford while they're fighting to try and, I think they'll finish right along where Longford will be. And we're still with Bray. They have their new kit out, which in my opinion is very nice. Umbro have done a great job this year. With nearly every team they've been with, they've done a great job, which I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I love the kit. I think the green and white stripes are lovely, and I think Bray, people will buy this kit. Now, moving to Waterford, they've signed Sam Bowen from Rovers. They've made it a permanent deal, which it was a loan. And then they've bought off Cork, he didn't play for Cork last year, he played for Rovers, Graham Cummins, which they'll both be good signings for them. And Graham Cummins didn't really get any chance at Rovers. Didn't get much of a chance. He did score last season against UCD, which is a good goal. But I don't think he got much of a chance. Sam Bowen, I think he wouldn't get into the team at all if he came back with us. You got Dylan Watts, Gary O'Neill, McInnes and Bolger, so there's no way he'd get into the team. Not even like a bit further forward, which he doesn't play there because we got Jack Byrne, Finn, Burke, which hopefully we can make that permanent. So, yeah. Now, moving on, Dylan Hand signs for Longford, which we good signing for Longford, who will battle to go up, a bit like Bray, which I don't think they will. Maybe 3rd, but I think the 2nd division's very close because you got Shells, Drogheda, Longford, Bray, Cove, UCD. There's a lot of good, decent teams in that league, which Limerick would have been if they stayed. But yeah, it's a good signing for Longford, and I think they'll try and push to go up, which you never know. They could go up if Drogheda or Galway, because when you sign loads of players, they'll need to adapt if you think about it. So Drogheda and Galway, if they don't, I think Drogheda and Galway weren't there. The next one is Longford, to be honest. That's what I think. Now, staying with Longford, sorry. I don't know why I thought Finn Harps for a minute. Longford signed Eric Abulu from Shamrock Rovers, who's a left back, who never really played for us. No one really talked about him. He was a youngster, but now he has signed for Longford. I don't know why Bray was in my head. I can't even remember that. I don't know why Finn Harps is in my head. But yeah, Longford have got themselves. He's not the best left back. I can't go on and say it's a great signing, but it's a signing. Yeah. And we're still staying with Longford. Matthew O'Brien signed for them, which will be good signing. They've been doing some good business, Longford. Maybe not. They're not signing the greatest players, but they're signing players that are very young and will grow very fast into some good players. So I think Longford have a good chance of going up. I don't think they will, if I'm being honest, but they have a good chance of going up. Now, finally we are at Finn Harps. David Webster from St. Pat's has signed for them, which I think will be a great signing. Centre back, which, yeah, he can head the ball. He can head the ball out, so Finn Harps, I think they're the ones that everyone thinks will go down. But you never know, they have signed a few good players, including David Webster, which I think is probably their best signing so far. They also have signed Ryan Connolly, former Shamrock Rovers player, which will be a very good signing. I remember watching him, and he was very good. So that will be a great signing for Finn Harps. He'll come to the club and he'll try and keep them up pretty much, because I don't think they are going to challenge for anything apart from what Finn Harps want to do is avoid relegation, which I don't think is going to happen. Now, we're still with Finn Harps. Sam Todd has signed for them, which again is a good signing. Finn Harps, I think, are doing everything they can to stay up, which that's what they have to be doing. Yeah, they're doing everything they can to stay up. And fair play to them. I don't want them to go down, but I really do think they will go down. Now, this isn't going on like this week. I know it's called out weekly, but I'm just going to talk for a minute. I've done a whole video on him, Graham Burke. I just want to talk about him for a minute. Now, he's going back to Preston on loan. I hope we can keep him. Let me know if you think we will. I think we might. He's played well for us, scored in the derbies. Not going to talk for ages because I've done a separate video on him. Yeah, I hope we can keep him because he's good. He plays on the left. If he does go to Preston, I'd say we'll have to play Brandon Kavanagh or Farouja there, which would be good. They're good players, but I don't know if they should be playing week in, week out. And also something else, I've taken suggestions for my Let's Talk About, which I'll be working on that very soon. Probably one of you probably knows who it's on, but you might not know. But I've taken a suggestion, and that's who it will be on. So yeah, as I said, follow my Twitter at Rovers_FC, and I'll see you all next time. Before I go, please like and subscribe. Let's get 10 likes on this video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.